Hey there, ladies and gents, how are you guys doing today? We are back again with another Flight Simulator X review. So I just finished the 4 tri-motor review. So, yep. We're now doing a not that much of a spotlight aircraft. This is the Lockheed Vega, a very simple airplane. This was built in 1927, and it was used for civilian transport and also general aviation transport. So this is a very simple airplane. Yet again, no tail wheels, so I can't use it on taxiways. So we're taking off from the runway again. It's also quicker that way. So let's do a little history before, well, as usual, before we get into the air. This was, I believe, another one of those all-metal airplanes. I'm not 100% sure, but, the propeller's made of metal, though. But this particular aircraft is called the Lockheed Vega 5B. So there were a few different variants of the model. This is the 5B. It could seat about 7 passengers, and as you can see here, it only has crew of 1 pilot, and that's how he got in. He got in through the roof. It could go to, it could travel around 680 miles. It's not bad. And had a service ceiling of about 20,000 feet. That's pretty good for a little plane like this. And had a top speed of 170 miles an hour. That's not bad at all. And it was also equipped, guess what? The Pratt & Whitney Wasp 9-cylinder radial air-cooled engine that had 450 horsepower. That's pretty good for this little plane, I'm not gonna lie. Pratt & Whitney was a very, very famous engine company during the time, so that's so far 3 different aircraft that we have had that has a Pratt & Whitney engine. The tri-motor, the Spartan Executive, and Lockheed Vega. I also added the Cessna 152 review to my my Microsoft Flight Simulator X aircraft reviews playlist. So, yeah. Alright, now, without further ado, let's get this sucker in the air. And also, this aircraft has an autopilot master switch. So, this was actually one of the first airplanes with autopilot. Pretty neat, huh? Yepper. Alrighty. Let's get our battery on here. Instrument panel lights are not needed. And line lights are not needed. Okay, so let's go ahead and power her up. She starts up immediately. Now this aircraft also has no flaps, but that's okay, we don't really need them. And full throttle. Let's hope the sky doesn't glitch out again. Like it did last time with the tri-motor. But yeah, so this was a very simple plane to fly, and you can get this sucker on flyawaysimulation.com for free, as usual. This aircraft comes with a ton of different textures as well. This is just the main texture that I use to fly it in. And it is another one of those tail draggers, as you can definitely see. Alright, we can now rotate. And we are up and running. Alright, we are airborne. So I'm not really going to fly that far with this plane, but I'm also going to show you guys the autopilot. So I'm going to keep it like on this type of heading. Turn it on. Now, you'll see it's kind of, it's messing up there. I don't really have a proper heading set, so it's not going to work. But yeah, this aircraft does have autopilot, and it does work. There is a payware version of this airplane that is 100%, or like 100 times more detailed than this thing. And it also has a tail wheel, so you can taxi around with it. But for freeware, this is a pretty good model as well. I'm not going to complain. This, I believe, was another one of those all-metal aircraft. If it wasn't all-metal, then it probably was wood or something like that, or steel, probably steel. But yeah, back then in the 20s, this aircraft, since it's a 20s aircraft, it was probably made of either steel or had some wood frame. Like, if we look, you got wood flooring, that's usual for a plane like this. Back then, you probably have wood flooring on these types of planes. But this aircraft handles really well, and as you can see, our airspeed here in miles per hour, it's about 120, around there. It's going like around 120 miles an hour, and we're cruising, I think, around 2,000 feet above sea level. I have 2,000 feet out, right? So if I was going to rate this airplane at a 10, I'd probably have to say a solid 7. Which is not bad for my type of ratings, you know. Like, I rate on aircraft's performance in flight, I rate on its detail, you know, and etc. And how realistic the aircraft was to its actual counterpart. And this aircraft, for its stability, it's like pretty much an almost 10. It's a sturdy aircraft. It will get you places pretty easily there. For realism, and for, like, you know, it's like realistic kind of body, I would have to say probably around 7 out of 10 mark. The earlier versions of the plane didn't actually have a tail wheel, so they did have a little hook there, but still, you should be able to taxi the airplane using the yoke as a steering wheel. I do that a lot because my rudder pedals don't really work with this game. But yeah, this is a solid 7 out of 10 aircraft. It's very, very easy to fly. Like, it's funny how easy this thing is to fly. It's like a Cessna almost. You know, probably easier than a Cessna because you only have, like, you got your magnetos right there, you got your battery switch right there, and then you got your avionics master, which is right there. And all your gauges are right in front of you, nothing's being hidden away. You know, so it's a very easy plane to fly. I think my only con, or the only thing that I really do not like about this airplane is it has no tail wheel, so I can't control it on taxiways. That's another, like, that's a big problem for me, because though that may save time on a video, kind of cuts off the fun, you know, because you want to taxi the plane. You don't want to just spawn it on the runway and then start it up and take off. Like, that's no fun, right? So that's my only, you know, con about this airplane. But everything else I love. Extremely easy to fly. Get it on Simvation.com or Fly with Simulation. That's where I got this particular model. Pretty sure Simvation's going to have one too. But yeah, very simple history on this airplane. It was actually pretty famous. A famous pilot flew this particular airplane. I forget the name. I think it was Albert something, who made a record or something in this particular plane. But yeah, very fun plane to fly too, and extremely easy. So if you guys want an easy plane to fly, just a piece of history to take to the skies, pick yourself up the Lockheed Vega. Beautiful plane, I must say. Now, this video is pretty darn short. Like I said before, these reviews, they're not going to be that long. I'm only explaining, like I'm only going to be doing short history, simple history behind the aircraft and what we're going to be dealing with. Take her up for a little spin around the city, and land on back. That's pretty much all we're doing. So yeah, nothing really that special, but, you know, I just thought this would be fun to do, and also tell you guys where you can pick yourselves up these particular planes, because these are good aircraft to purchase. I mean, not purchase, but get, sorry. But you can get a pay-aware version of this plane. It's is nice. I have seen it on Prepared 3D. I also have another concern about this aircraft's brakes. They are crap. I think last time I tried landing, I overshot the runway. Yeah, so these brakes, yeah, see, like they're utter crap. Like, legit takes you off-road. I think the brakes kind of malfunctioned and took me all the way out into the trees, actually. Like, that's how freaking crappy the brakes are. So, yeah. And we're gonna break through that fence, yep. See? Okay, so that's another con that I have about this airplane. Its brakes are, I don't even think it has brakes, to be honest, at that point, because, or unless my tires are flatter than the earth, if that's what a lot of people say, you know. It's an exaggeration, but yeah. It's either this plane has no brakes, or they're just, or the tires are just flat as pancakes. We all know the earth is round. But yeah. Oh, that was interesting. Funny landing. So yeah, that was just like a really simple review on the Lockheed Vega. Let's go ahead and turn her off here. I'm pretty sure in real life this aircraft's engine would be really screwed up. And as you saw, we almost ate shit right there. So yeah. But otherwise, fun landing. Yeah, in real life this aircraft would probably be really damaged. That propeller would be screwed up. Alright, so let's go ahead and power her off. Very simple turn off here. You just take your magneto switch and just cut like that. Take your things like that. Turn that off. Turn your battery off, and boom. That's it. That's simple. Simple like a pimple. Turned off. Alright then. I just heard it. Some dudes chanting outside. That's cool. Okay. So this was the Lockheed Vega. I hope you guys did enjoy this very short video. And if you did, make sure that you smash that like button there and hit the subscribe button. And also be sure that you turn on your post notifications so you do not miss out on another video like this coming very, very soon. Yeah, and if you guys want, pick this aircraft up on flyawaysimulation.com or simvation.com. Also, do be sure to hit me up on Instagram at blackpearl9455 if you guys would like to request any kind of videos or anything like that if you want, and I will definitely respond. So yeah, if you guys want, you can make some video suggestions for me there. So do talk to me on Instagram or even on YouTube. Leave a comment, and I will get back to you immediately. Anyway, guys, that is the video. Do take care, and cheers.